And we're on. Happy days. Right. Welcome, everybody, to the first episode. So, my name's Saul Millington, and I'm delighted to inform you that Sean has jumped on board with me to do all the episodes that we're going to be doing. So, we're Football News UK, and we're going to be giving you roundups of obviously the English game and everything to do with European football. It's been a long time getting here, but we managed to get it done in the end. So, Jonesy, do you want to introduce yourself, lad?
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean. It's been a long time coming on. It's Saul. You know, we've been on about this for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, mate.
We've known, obviously, since year 7 at high school, mate. So, you know, we've been talking about that since then, haven't we, about this? And here we are.
Here we are, ready to go, mate. So, guys, in today's episode, so we're going to be talking about, obviously, the England game reaction in midweek. And then we're going to be talking about the Declan Rice transfer news. Is he going to be going to Arsenal? Is he going to be going to City? And obviously, when we upload this on the channel, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, and put your comments in the comment section. See what you think, guys. Me and Sean are going to be interacting with you on a regular basis about your thoughts and what we're going to be speaking about. And obviously, we're going to be, looking at other transfer news that's been going on as well. So, Sean, let's kick off with the England game in the week. So, 4-0 in Malta. That's now 9 points out of 9. Happy days so far, mate. What did you think?
I mean, you're expected, aren't you? England are expected really to beat these sort of teams, aren't they? So,
yeah.
I mean, we've played them a lot. We've played them a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, you can't go wrong beating Malta, mate. I mean, if you don't beat them, you're seriously bad, aren't you?
Yeah.
The levels of football there is just,
it's completely different, mate, isn't it? Yeah.
Different. So I think, do you know what I like, lad, about Southgate, what he's doing at the minute, the last couple of games that I've seen him play is with Alexander Arnold, mate, in the midfield.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all know about Alexander Arnold. I mean, brilliant going forward, isn't he?
Yeah,
with massive ability and stuff.
Yeah, I think basically it's a good point that you bring up, Sean, because obviously it's been looked at not just at his club level, but it's been looked at, with England as well, getting him into that midfield area. Now, with Southgate, he's kind of gone in between the sort of, he's gone in between the 3-5-2, he's gone to 4-3-3 and everything like that. And when we haven't played Alexander Arnold, it's kind of been, well, he should be at full back, he should be here. But I genuinely think, mate, that we've now found a position for Alexander Arnold now in the middle of the park where he can get on the ball, he can receive the ball on the half turn, and he can make those passes, mate. And I think, what's been staring out, and I don't know what you think about this, mate, is in the previous tournaments that we've been in, we haven't really seemed to have that midfield player who can play those passes. We always seem to have these midfield players. Don't get me wrong, Sean. The hard working. We've got Henderson, we've got Rice, we've got Phillips. Dyer's played in there. Mind you, he is Dyer, to be fair. And Dyer by name, Dyer by nature, mate. He shouldn't even be anywhere near that team. But the thing is, I just think Alexander Arnold gives us something different in that midfield. Now, obviously, we can't get too excited because it is against Malta. We are expected to beat them. But I just think it's been really positive, mate, so far, that when he has been in that position, we do look more creative. We do look like we're going to do more in the middle of midfield, where it's before, mate, he just looks quite flat. He just kind of looks like, well, we've got hard-working midfield players, but they're not very creative. I don't know what you think about that, mate.
I think, yeah, definitely. It's, attacking-wise, I mean, look at the players we've got, mate. I mean, you've got Saka and Rashford on the wings, haven't you? A lot of speed, got a lot of pace. Obviously, you got Harry Kane, the captain up front. I mean, his record speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But going back to Alexander Arnold as well, I think you've got to play with his strengths, haven't you?
Yeah.
And obviously we watch Premier League football, don't we, regularly? So
yeah,
I think that's what Southgate's done over the last couple of games, hasn't he?
yeah, yeah.
With his,
I think
yeah,
I think basically what he's done is he's basically realised, mate, that he does have a place in the starting 11, mate. And if we've got any aspirations of winning a major tournament, Sean, we've got to put our best players in the starting 11. It's no good. It's no good us just being. I mean, my only criticism of Southgate so far, really, is that I do think he's a very defensive-minded coach. I do think he's very sort of like, let's not get beat first and let's see where we go from there. Where I believe, Sean, we have got the players to take the game to the opposition and make sure that we impose ourselves on the game instead of just waiting for it to happen. I think with the midfield that we've had in the previous tournaments, I mean, to be fair, mate, I mean, guys, I don't know when we upload a video, please leave your comments in the comment section to think what you're going to think about this. But these qualification games, Sean, they're irrelevant in some ways because if you look at the group we've got now, Italy, it's not the best Italian side, Sean. You know, you've got Ukraine, you've got North Macedonia, you've got Malta, and I don't really think you can really gauge where England are at with, you know, in these qualification games. However, I do believe that when we've got to major tournaments, we're not creative. I mean, it's even when we got to that final, and you know, obviously in the coming off the back of the pandemic, we were very quite defensive, mate. And I think a play like Alexander Arnold, I think will give us more creativity in the midfield, mate. And I think going to the tournament next year, because I'm not being arrogant, mate, we're going to qualify. We are going to qualify. And you know, we just need to make sure that, you know, we've got these great players in the middle of the park, so we've got something different going forward, because we can't just have Rice, Phillips, Henderson, so on and so forth, because they're very much of a muchness, aren't they? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. All those defensive midfielders you just said, we do need. I mean, he has been trying James Maddison lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
A creative player, and I rate Maddison, mate. I really do.
Yeah.
I've actually heard today, mate, that actually Spurs are trying to sign him, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But I think, but going back to Alexander Arnold, he unlocks the defences, doesn't he, with his passing?
Well, his passing brilliant, mate.
Did you watch him with? I mean, they've got such chemistry already that I've noticed in those last two games.
Yeah.
Particularly the second Saka goal. I mean, what a goal that was!
Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, and I think. Yeah, and I think as well, Sean, as well, it's a good point that you make there as well, like with the chemistry. I mean, you know, we're going to get onto Bukayo Saka after this, mate. And I think, like, you know, you look at that's what football's all about, mate, isn't it? It's about relationships, about building now those relationships on the pitch. And I think if we can do that, I think Alexander Arnold in the middle of the park, Sean, is an outstanding player, and I think he can make a real big difference to us at international for England. We've got to be going over there next year to Germany, mate, hoping to win the tournament. And if we can't, you know, if Southgate can't look at that and think that's going to be a benefit to us, mate, then I seriously question where, you know, it is sort of. How could I phrase it? The sort of tactical nous is at, mate, because it's an obvious solution. You know, you put Rice in the middle. You know, you play Alexander Arnold off that, and you know, you let him create, you get him on the ball. But we'll have to see how it goes with that. I want to grab your thoughts, Sean, obviously. So just to let everyone know, guys, that Sean's a massive Arsenal fan, which will be quite prevalent in the episodes coming up. Bukayo Saka, Sean. So I'd like to get your views on two sides of things. Obviously, from an Arsenal fan's point of view. But firstly, I want to grab your thoughts on him from an England fan point of view. how important do you think Saka is now? Do you think? I mean, remember all those years ago, didn't we, mate? Where Mourinho said about there's certain invincibles with his Chelsea team, didn't we? Sorry, untouchables. Do you believe that Saka is a guaranteed starter, mate? Because I'm a massive fan.
Definitely, mate. Definitely, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I mean, he's the
yeah,
next best young English player coming out, isn't he?
yeah,
Of English football. So, I think we've come a long way since the likes of Stuart Downing, mate.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, I mean, Southgate did actually used to play him at left back, didn't he?
yeah, yeah,
But he's not, he's an attacking player, isn't he? Come on,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was just an experiment, and wasn't it really? He played him a few games there. I don't know if was it injuries. I can't remember. Was it injuries that's why he played him there, or was he just trying him
Yeah,
out?
yeah. I think. I mean, obviously, because Southgate, obviously, sort of flicked between the 3-5-2 and the 4-3-3, mate. I thought he could find a place for Saka in that 3-5-2, mate. But to be honest with you, mate, I don't think there's. I think he's better in the position he is now. I mean,
Yeah.
So tell me, give us a bit of background then, Sean, from an Arsenal fan's point of view. How highly regarded is he by Arsenal fans? And in your opinion, how highly regarded is he from yourself? Is he?
He's the star boy, mate. He's the star boy. That's what all Arsenal fans say.
Yeah,
Saka. I mean, obviously he's a Hale End boy, isn't he?
yeah,
Came from the academy, so I mean, it was actually Unai Emery, mate, who gave him his debut,
yeah,
and obviously now he's at Villa. But I tell you, he's going to be great, mate, and he can only get better, can't he?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He can.
Yeah. And he got his first career hat trick, didn't he?
Yeah,
And that happened. So I think he can only get better, can't he? He's young, and I think he's a definitely starter. For me, mate, I think the front three, and I told you this the other day, didn't I?
yeah,
England's front three, I believe that the best is Saka, Kane, and Rashford on the left. I don't know what
yeah.
you. But
Yeah, I mean, guys, let us know when we upload this. Let us know what you think about the front three with England. I mean, I would agree with you, Sean. I think that's the most flexible, and also I think it gives us more options, doesn't it? Kane's a guaranteed. Kane's a proven goal scorer. Rashford. This is just my personal opinion on Marcus Rashford. The jury's still out for me on Rashford. It really is, and that's at club level and that's at international level as well, mate. Where I believe his consistency is in question. I mean, don't get me wrong, he had a great season last year, but I want to see, as an England fan, that can be done on a more consistent basis. For me, I think Saka's more already ahead of Rashford in terms of what we expect from an international player, but due to Rashford's quality, mate, you've got to put him in the starting 11. I mean, Raheem Sterling's gone off the scene, mate. His career's just gone. Don't know what he was thinking leaving City.
for argument's sake, as well, so that you could say Jack Grealish.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's a good option as well. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Jack Grealish, especially over this last year, mate. I think he's a very likable character. I think all football fans can relate to Jack Grealish. I think, you see him interviewed and you think, yeah, he really appreciates being a professional footballer, and he really appreciates playing for England as well. So again, mate, Grealish, Rashford, Kane, Saka. There's enough there, Sean, for us to be going over to that tournament next year. But I think it's very interesting what we said. Going back to the original point, I think we've covered that, with Alexander Arnold, and I think we both agree, mate, don't we, that he should be in the start. He should be in the middle of the park playing, in there, getting the opportunity to influence the game. And again, guys, just to let you know, guys, please leave your comments in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Is Alexander Arnold better in middle of midfield? Is he better at right back? Please let us know. We'll be glad to know what you think.
Also, Saul, you've also got Jude Bellingham as well, and obviously he's got a start, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at it, don't you? Bellingham, Alexander Arnold, and Rice. I mean, that's some midfield, mate, isn't it? You've got three guys there that are going to be, and obviously that's going to be Declan Rice is going to be our next talking point, Sean, after we finish with this, where could be playing for top class clubs. So yeah, it's arguably, Sean, you could say it's a very exciting time to be an England fan. It really is. I mean, we've had years and years of, mediocrity. We've had managers in charge who not known what they're doing. Steve McLaren standing on the sideline with a brolly when he doesn't know what's going on. You've got Roy Hodgson there, who looks like an absolute dinosaur, and it's like we've now got a team. And I believe, although I'm quite critical of Southgate and his tactics at times, that we can go ahead and win that. But it's imperative that we play the best players that we can, Sean, because why would you not play a player who's in the middle of the park, who can have that much influence? Yes, it was Malta, but he was absolutely outstanding. He was amazing. And guys, just to let you know as well, me and Sean are going to be always reacting on England's fortunes as well. We're going to be doing a lot about this as well. Where England are going, their reaction to obviously the qualifiers and in tournaments as well. So that's another great thing. So please always leave your comments and give it a like and subscribe. Whoever's not subscribed so far. So okay, Sean. So that's. Go on, sorry, Sean.
About Alexander Arnold. Now, I've heard some people are questioning obviously his defensive work as well.
Yeah.
I mean, people were saying about he's great going forward and stuff, and particularly in the Malta game as well. I've seen a few comments made about his defense, his defensive work. What do you think about that defensively? Is he good defensively, or what do you think? Because I think
that's a really good question, Sean. I think he's very, very poor defensively. I think I genuinely think he is sort of kind of like, I don't know. He's very irresponsible would be the word that I would use for Alexander Arnold. He doesn't see the bigger picture, where he sort of kind of, I don't know, mate. I think he's tactically very naive at times, Alexander Arnold. And my only concern is that if we get into a major tournament, and we're coming up against it, which, let's face it, Sean, we often do, don't we? We often sag back and sit back and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, you're always going to have spells like that in a game. But I just think he switches off too much, mate. And to be fair, Sean, I don't think you can teach a player that. That's my honest belief. That I believe Alexander Arnold is kind of like a free spirit, mate. I think he's just a free spirit, and I think he's got genuine God-given talent to open, a tin of beans with his right foot. That's basically what he is. However, what he's got to understand is when it comes to international football, mate, and he's been found out at club level as well, that he needs to improve. Whether he can do that, I mean, you've got to look at it, mate. He's under Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Now, if Jurgen Klopp can't get you into that frame of mind where you need to be more astute, then I don't know who will. So that's my only concern. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, mate.
No, I agree. I mean, like you said before, mate. I think he's ideally a midfield player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Playing on the right hand side. I mean, I remember when Arsenal played him last season, and obviously season before that at Anfield, and Martinelli was having a great game on that left hand side for Arsenal. He was just beating out Arnold all the time. But yeah, I think that Southgate should play him more central role, mate, in the midfield for England.
Yeah.
Which is doing, isn't he, over the last few games.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what he will do in the next few England games. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more, mate. And guys, just to let you know, we're going to be doing reaction after the England games as well. So, please tune in for that. We'll always, take your comments on board. Me and Sean are very sort of like, we're very engaging. We want to know what your thoughts are. All the England fans, we know how we want us to be successful. We want us to go on and win a major tournament, and obviously just discussing it as fans is brilliant, guys, isn't it? So please let us know what your thoughts are. Okay, Sean. So with that, then we've covered Alexander Arnold. So we're now going to go over on to our next subject, mate, which is Mr. Declan Rice. So obviously, Sean, you've been an Arsenal fan. And I know this is a subject that's really irritated you, as you were telling me in the gym earlier. So basically, okay, mate. So obviously he's been linked with Arsenal. He's done a fantastic job for West Ham. He's just won them he's won first trophy for West Ham and the first European trophy since the '60s. Most probably going to go up there with West Ham's most successful captain. Up there with Bobby Moore. So where is he going to be heading? My gut feeling, and guys, please let us know where you think Declan Rice you think he's going to go. My gut feeling, Sean, is telling me he's going to go to Man City. What are your thoughts, mate? Let us know. Go on. What do you think?
Well, it's funny you say that, Saul, but I've literally gone on Twitter, good old Twitter.
Yeah.
And a lot of reports are out there now suggesting that Arsenal are now favourites.
Okay.
And it comes down to Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's been in contact with Declan Rice since January.
Yeah.
Trying to obviously get the move for him in the summer, because obviously they weren't going to allow him to leave during the season, were they? West Ham.
Yeah.
But reports, today, the odds are more favourable on Arsenal.
Okay. Yeah. So what as an Arsenal fan, Sean, and all Arsenal fans watching this, please leave your comments, guys. Give it a like and subscribe as well. What do you think is what do you think he would add to Arsenal? What I mean, for me, mate, I think Declan Rice is a fantastic player, mate. I think he's absolutely amazing. I think his work ethic, I think his passing, his awareness. I think he's got everything that you want as a midfield player, mate. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, definitely, I agree on all those. So he scores goals as well. I mean,
yeah,
and I think what Arsenal need as well is obviously leaders. Obviously, they had a fantastic season, didn't they? Challenging the title. Nobody expected that, by the way, did they?
No.
Start of the season. I mean, the goal for Arsenal was to be in the top four, wasn't it? Champions League all again, because they've not had it for so long, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which we've obviously got that now.
Yeah.
So obviously we can attract more players. So
yeah, that's it, isn't it? I think as well. I think it's kind of just like, one of those things where, you think to yourself that, I think he's kind of like, Declan Rice is he's got that sort of like, basically he's got the. I don't know how to put it, mate. I think he deserves to go on and win something, Sean. Do you know what I'm saying? Like something big. He's done it with West Ham now. He's done it with many people, like many. He's done it with West Ham. I think his time now is to go to a real big club who've got the possibility of winning major honours, and I think Arsenal would be a good fit for him. I must admit, mate, although I do think he will go to City, I just don't get how they're going to fit all those in. I don't understand it. I mean, you've got Rodri, you've got De Bruyne. Obviously, Gundogan's gone to Barcelona now. But
as well, haven't they?
Say again, sorry.
Kovacic has gone there as well, hasn't he, from Chelsea?
Yeah. So, so it's...
think ideally so. I think he wants to stay in London, so I believe.
Yeah,
And obviously his family's there as well, and I think that he said to Arteta as well in January that he wants to go to Arsenal.
yeah,
And Man City haven't made an official bid yet, which like yesterday they were saying that they were going to actually officially bid for him, but
yeah.
that's not happened. Whether or not do they think that Declan Rice has already agreed to join Arsenal, why they're not making a move? Who knows?
Yeah,
Only time will tell, really, won't it? But I think he'll be. I think he'll be a future Arsenal captain, mate, if he actually joins.
yeah, I do. I think he's got the potential of being up there with all the great Arsenal captains, mate. I mean, you look at him down the years. I mean, Tony Adams sticks out, doesn't he? You know, you look at him, the way he led that team. I think last year, I think, Sean, that, and I don't know whether you agree, this is an Arsenal fans, please let us know as well what you think. I think that was the missing piece in the jigsaw. You know, you've got this great young team, but it needed guiding in those final weeks of the season in terms of getting over the line, getting the results that they needed. You think of the West Ham game away, funnily enough. You know, you think of Liverpool away where they were 2-0 up and they drew 2-2. You know, was it Brighton at home where they got beat 3-0? You know, you think of all these little games where you think it needed someone in there to get those players together, those young, talented, but still naive players, to get in there and go, right, we need to get over the line. And I think if Arsenal can get Declan Rice, I think they've got a serious chance of going on to win the league next season. I think, you know, I look at the job Arteta's doing, Sean, and I think to myself, you know what, this is a really, really good side. Champions League football there, obviously, now as well. So there's a big attraction there.
Yeah, I just think it
So
was obviously disappointing, wasn't it? So obviously Arsenal were so far in front most of the season, weren't they? And
yeah,
obviously off. But like you're up against Man City, aren't you? I mean, look at they've done it before out over the years, haven't they? I mean, look at the squad
yeah,
that they've got in. The squad depth was unreal.
yeah,
Well, obviously they haven't got that big squad, have they, at the minute? They're
no,
still rebuilding and stuff like that. You know, Man City can, I don't know, bring on like Mahrez and Laporte if they're a defender out, you know, and Arsenal
yeah,
can Rob Holding, mate. I mean,
yeah,
come on, he's an Arsene Wenger signing.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's such.
That's yeah, it is, mate. And I think as well. I think like, you know, it is that depth, isn't it? And I think a lot of the big clubs last year, Sean, they fell foul to that, didn't they? You know, City's strength and depth in the last sort of 13 to 12 weeks of the season, mate, were just unbelievable. They were just like, you know, they could swap it about. You know, not only could they do that, they could put John Stones in midfield, so on and so forth. So I think, yeah, I think it's going to be a massive summer, and I think, you know, Declan Rice, in my opinion, for his career and also playing time, which would obviously benefit not just Arsenal, but it benefit England as well. It's no good him going to Man City, even though I do think he'll end up there and doing a Calvin Phillips and sat on the bench all season. I just don't think that would work. I don't know how you change that system that they've got now. I mean, they've had Rodri. I mean, basically, Pep Guardiola's made John Stones into a very, very good central defensive midfield player. So why would you change it? You know, I don't know, but
I just Declan Rice will obviously be a regular starter, won't he, at Arsenal?
yeah, yeah,
Whereas, like say, at City, he'd be like a rotational player, wouldn't he?
yeah, I agree with that, mate. So yeah, it's going to be interesting where it's going to end up. I mean, what do you think he would bring to Arsenal, Sean, Declan Rice, if he was to come? You know, give us a bit of insight as an Arsenal fan. What do you think he would bring? I mean, do you think he would bring solidity? Do you think he's a leader? Do you think if Rice? Let me ask you this: if Rice was in the middle of that midfield last season, do Arsenal win the league?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
yeah,
like we said before, I think they missed a leader, didn't they? I mean, obviously Arsenal had injuries as well. I mean, they missed William Saliba, mate, at the back, didn't they? I mean,
Yeah,
how good?
a brilliant player, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
But yeah, now I think Granit Xhaka might be leaving.
Yeah,
He might be going back to Germany.
yeah,
Partey, apparently he might be on his way out as well to either one of the Saudi Arabian clubs
yeah,
or Juventus, I believe. But
yeah,
who knows what that will turn out to be? But if that's the case, then I'm thinking that, obviously Declan Rice is going to take in one of their positions,
yeah,
which is a big step, isn't it? And I think
yeah,
Declan Rice is a fantastic signing. I really do. And
yeah,
I get him because, like we said this morning, mate, I feel like it's been dragged on for so long. This Declan Rice. I know the start of the transfer window's just opened, hasn't it? Really, but it feels like it's been open for time with this Declan Rice saga.
yeah. It does. Again, it's been drawn out, hasn't it? I think there's been a lot of speculation about where he's going to be going. I mean, I think a lot of it came down to Sean as well about the sort of like, where's he going to be going? Like after the Conference League final, obviously he wanted to win a trophy with West Ham, so on and so forth. But yeah, mate, I think he's got to move on. I think it's fair to say he's definitely not going to win the league at West Ham. So he's not. I know they've won a European trophy, mate, but I think West Ham are a club where they've got limitations where they're not. They haven't got the exposure to go on and like an Arsenal, a Liverpool, a Manchester United, a Chelsea, a Tottenham. So yeah, mate, I think it's time for him to move on. And obviously David Sullivan and the West Ham owners have basically given him the green light to go, haven't they? So I think it's one of those things. I think.
I just think as well, Saul, if he goes to Man City, and we discussed this today actually, I think if he goes to Man City, it's becoming the Bundesliga, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
City gonna win the league time and time again, and I don't think it's good for the Premier League, in my opinion.
No, I don't as well. I don't as well, mate. I couldn't agree with you more. I think actually, I think if Declan Rice goes to Man City, mate, I think that's a really, really good point, mate. Like it's got that Bundesliga feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, well, when's it going to end? And I think obviously in the coming episode, Sean, we're going to be talking about the European leagues and so on and so forth, like that. But yeah, I think that's a great point. I think he goes there, and obviously with the money that City have got anyway, it could end up being a one-horse race, mate, and that's literally what we want to avoid in the Premiership, don't we? You know what I mean? Because there's so many leagues out there now that that it's a given who's going to win it, isn't it? So yeah. So Declan Rice then for Arsenal, Sean. I'm thinking obviously Arteta's played the three in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
How would he integrate with that? Where do you see his strengths advancing Arsenal? Where do you think he's gonna? Do you think he'll come in and just fit in seamlessly, or do you think there'll be a bit of an adaptation period, or do you think he'll basically just be a signing that comes in and hits the ground running?
I think he'll just come straight in. He'll
Yeah,
just play. He'll play deep playmaker role, I think.
yeah,
I think he'll take Thomas Partey's position if we sell him, because Granit Xhaka's leaving apparently as well. So obviously we've got two midfielders there to replace, haven't we?
yeah,
Kai Havertz is apparently joining as well.
yeah,
So I think I've heard that he might be maybe going into Granit Xhaka's sort of role. Because I don't know if you remember Saul, but when he played for Bayer Leverkusen,
yeah.
his days there. I mean, how good was he there?
Oh,
Playing
brilliant! absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
So it's a lot of Arsenal fans will question this move, this deal about Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
Unsure whether why we signing Havertz from Chelsea. You know, we need to concentrate on getting Rice or another midfielder. But it seems that Kai Havertz is going to be the first signing of the summer for Arsenal.
yeah.
What do you think about that then?
The Havertz signing, I think, is a brilliant signing, mate. I think basically what you've got there is, I think Havertz to me is a player with a point to prove. So he's gone to Chelsea, Sean, and he's been played out of position on a regular basis, whether it be under Tuchel, whether it be under Lampard, whether it be under Potter, whether it be this. And I think, to be fair, Sean, he had enough, didn't he? And I think he's going to go to Arsenal now. And what I like about Mikel Arteta, mate, you'll sort of play him in a role where he's best suited. And I think that's so important. Um, yeah, I think it's a fantastic signing, mate. And I think if they can get Declan Rice on top of that, I think it'd be absolutely brilliant. I think that would be, I think that would be pretty much the icing on a cake. I mean, if you think about it, Sean, where do Arsenal need to strengthen after that? Their back four's brilliant. Their midfield's very creative. Havertz joining now alongside Jesus, Martinelli. It's just Odegaard as well in midfield. Brilliant, mate. And I think it's a very, very good sign. I think it's a very smart signing as well. I think, go on, sorry, mate.
I was just going to say it's a smart signing, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
What I've noticed with Arteta, Saul, is he's going for Premier League proven players, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like him signing Trossard from Brighton. I think that was another smart signing. I know he was obviously his number one target was Mudryk, wasn't it? But
yeah,
I think they're not overpaying now anymore, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously 100 million is a lot of money for a defensive midfielder, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's very interesting to see what they're going to what the third bid is going to be. Because I think if they bid the final bid, I don't know what you think, but it all depends on what they offer, and if it gets rejected, I think they might walk away from that deal.
Yeah,
because they don't spend, do they? And so they have overspent a lot in the past, haven't they? On not so very good players.
No.
So I think what Arteta and Edu's doing is they're actually getting some stuff sorted. They're not overspending. They're looking at some targets. They know what they want to strengthen in the club, and I just really hope we get Declan Rice. So I really do.
Yeah. That's good, mate. Okay, guys. So basically, that brings our first episode to a conclusion. So we spoke about Trent Alexander-Arnold and England in midweek, and we've discussed with between ourselves about Declan Rice and where he's going to be heading. Guys, please give this video a like and subscribe. This is going to be your new home of football. So obviously, me and Sean, we're going to be taking it forward. We're going to be covering, Premier League, Serie A, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, Eredivisie. We're going to be you name it. We're going to be covering it. We're very, very passionate football fans. We don't just love the English game. We just love football in general. So we're looking for your, input and everything like that. I don't know if there's anything you want to say, Sean.
I think just get involved. Everyone get involved. We want to expand on this channel, and we want to make it a hit, don't we, Saul?
We certainly do. Yeah, we do. Football's universal, guys, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking it. We're hoping to take this, as far as what we can. But we need your input as well. We need you to engage. We're in it for the love of football. That's what we want. We want you to engage. We want you to think you can come on the channel and put your comments in. Give us a like and subscribe. you know, we can't put it any fairer than that. You know, we just want to cover all bases, you know, and going forward, we're very, very excited about this channel. You know, Sean will agree with me today, guys, that, you know, we were buzzing to do this first episode. And, you know, we're going to be giving you, we're going to be doing content every week, you know, so, you know, please, you know, give it a like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. Sean, would you like to add anything before we go?
I'd just like to thank everyone for their comments and their views. And like Saul said, hopefully we'll see some of you on the channel maybe one day. And like I say, get involved. We're always here, aren't we, Saul?
We certainly are, without a shadow of a doubt, mate. Okay, Jonesy, have you got anything before we finish the first episode, my friend?
Take care.
Take care. Cheers, mate.
See you later.
See you later. See you later, guys.
See you later, guys.